You might be wondering why the WrestleMania Cup. And it's because this weekend feels like WrestleMania. Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Kai the Casual again with Common Casual Wrestling, and we have got to talk about this huge weekend of wrestling we have. Five time. Okay, no Booker T here. But seriously, we got 5 events, which means we have a Predictions Blitz coming on. For the first time, I'm going to try covering AEW All In, Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. And I think it's appropriate because both these events feel like they are the WrestleManias for their companies, even though AEW now owns Ring of Honor. But it's always seemed to be like the big WrestleMania event for them. And All In, of course, is the event that started off for AEW. So we are going to be doing that in this video. Now, as far as the other 3 WWE events, I think we are going to do NXT Great American Bash and Saturday Night's Main Event in the next video. I want to combo those as well. I think what we're going to do from here on out, when NXT is running an event with the main roster, I think we are going to tag those predictions in the same video. I don't know if I want to make multiple videos for just NXT or Ring of Honor just yet. We're going to test this out and we're going to see what kind of reaction we get to it. So, and then of course, last but not least, the ladies finally getting Evolution 2. We are going to be doing predictions for that. So, R&R videos will be posted for all 5 events. These will probably go into next week because there's a lot of events. And I'm also going to need time to watch these events because transparency, I'm buying All In and I feel like watching that live. So WWE, as much as I love you guys, the whole counter programming thing kind of made this an easy decision for me because I already got my subscriptions my subscription to Peacock going on. I can go back and watch those events. And I will be watching Evolution Live as that happens. So, I also work this weekend. I do this and I work. So, you'll have to forgive me for taking my time. But we will get all the predictions out of the way all today. And R&R videos will be coming afterwards, so we'll see how that goes. But it's All In time. You're here for the All In predictions. But I'm going to tag in very quickly because there are 5 matches on Supercard of Honor. I want to try to give some shine to ROH. And as we know, AEW bought Ring of Honor when they were in financial trouble. Ring of Honor is one of the companies that has given us many of indie talent. You know, your Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan in WWE. Adam Cole was there. Seth Rollins is Tyler Black. Kenny Omega. Kevin Steen. El Generico. The list goes on. But it's a big indie to watch. Now I guess it's I don't know what you would call it, like an indie fed, however the terminology goes with that. Anyway, you are not here to just watch me talk. You are here for predictions. So let's get it started with Supercard of Honor. In the first match we have here, the Ring of Honor World TV Champ. How is it a TV Championship and a World? Anyway. I didn't know that they called it that. Sorry. But we have Nick Wayne versus Titan, Luchador Titan. I'm going to go through these very quickly. I do not have my eyes on Ring of Honor as closely as I want to. some of the top 3, I know the stars there. I've seen a little bit of Nick Wayne, and I've seen none of Titan, keeping it real. But he's had that title for not that long. I don't know. I think they still want some shot on Nick Wayne, so I'm just going to shoot Nick Wayne here. And let's move on to the tag team title match. We got ROH World Tag Team Champions, the Sons of Texas. Oh, man, I like some Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes is that man. Longevity King. And versus the Infantry. I like these guys. I don't think we talk about these guys enough. But I don't think they get it here. I think the Sons of Texas keep them for now. I'm just going to stick with the Sons of Texas. I don't think any... I'm just going to put it out here now. I don't think any titles change hands on this card, keeping it a buck. We go to the Ring of Honor Pure Championship next. Lee Moriarty versus Blue Panther. This should be a nice little showcase. But I got Lee retaining. Next up, Konosuke Takeshita versus Bandito. As I said before, no championships are changing hands here. This is my prediction. I would like to be swerved. I like the Infantry. I want to see them get some shine. But yeah, I think Bandito retains. Takeshita already hit the Raging Fire on him on Dynamite. So I think using go home math here, I think Bandito's going to point the guns up and get Takeshita. And main eventing, Supercard of Honor, deservedly so, these two ladies, Athena versus Thunder Rosa. And Athena's going to hit the O-Face, formerly known as the Eclipse in WWE. Man, I miss her in WWE. I really do. I got Athena. So, Texas is getting all the treats this weekend. I'm going to move on to the big show of the weekend. The biggest show of the weekend. AEW All In Texas. And what a show this is going to be, man. Let me just tell you something real quick. Just why I thought now was the time to start covering AEW. It's because of this All In. This All In is exactly what we need in pro wrestling outside of WWE. We have 2 of the 5-star greats, even going over Mr. Meltzer's rating system. Kenny Omega and Okada are going at it for round 5. That's big money box office. That's like Canelo showing up to fight. That's like Conor McGregor showing up to fight. It's like John Jones coming up to fight. They are not the main event, but they are combining their titles into one title in the Unified Championship and pretty much making that a second world title for AEW. And I want to see that live. I am not a shill for either one of these companies. My channel is based on wrestling with kindness, positivity, and, you know, let's have fun with this. Let's not be a toxic fandom. Let's just have some fun with this. Yeah, we'll talk about the drama. Yeah, we'll talk about, you know, some of the backstage politics and all that stuff. But I'm going to come from a regular, you know, a regulated standpoint. But business being good for AEW is good for the entire wrestling world. And I root for WWE too. I have no... Yeah, I got a WWE Cup. I got a Final Boss shirt. But I'm not a shill for any of these companies. None of them are paying me. I'm just here to enjoy this. One of the catchphrases on this channel is probably going to be for the love of pro wrestling. Let's enjoy pro wrestling. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. Mercedes Moné versus Toni Storm. The 2 biggest stars in the company right now. This is how you build to an All In. This is their WrestleMania. And then, of course, Hangman Adam Page versus Jon Moxley. Please let Hangman win. Please. I actually like Jon Moxley. I'm just going to put that out there. But Hangman is the main character of AEW. All right, I've ranted enough. You are here for predictions. Starting from the bottom of the card, we are not going to do the buy-in, although I did hear that the Costco boys are coming back for the buy-in. Not sure if that's true or not. I do have it confirmed that FTR versus the Outsiders are going to be on the buy-in. Again, not predicting anything on the buy-in though. So, starting from the bottom of the card, Women's Casino Gauntlet match for a shot at the AEW Women's title. I have not watched any of the Casino Battle Royals up to now. So, just putting it out there right now, I am not entirely sure how they work. I'm not sure if this is like a Royal Rumble situation. This will be my first time experiencing them live. Hi, Chloe. You want to guest star? Anyway, that's my cat, Chloe. She's cool. Miles is laying down somewhere, being a cool cat. But I guess she wants to guest star too, so she's welcome. Do you have anything to predict, little lady? Or are you just here to relax? Anyway. Okay, moving on. My prediction for this is there is a lot of good ladies involved. It makes it hard to pick this because I am not entirely sure how that match works. I know two competitors start. And then it's a gauntlet match from then. So, like, I don't know. I really would like to see. I'm probably not going to do the women's or the men's matches for these much justice, keeping it real. But I'm learning as you guys learn. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. They've been building her up. I say Chris Statlander. I think she takes it home. And for the men's Casino Gauntlet match, we have MJF and Mark Briscoe starting. They might want to, Mark gets some, and by the way, he's a Delaware boy, so, hey, reach for the sky, Mark Briscoe, RIP, Jay Briscoe. Definitely, I think unquestionably the biggest stars to come out of Delaware. You know what? For fun, Mark Briscoe wins the Casino Gauntlet match. Let's see what happens. Anyway, let's get on to my real predictions because, again, I'm not going to do the Casino Gauntlet matches much justice there. Those matches are for title shots, though. That's the whole purpose of winning those matches. So, really curious to see who wins those for the future. The next match listed here, we have Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. Ospreay, swerve when I drive, yes, swerve when I drive. Anyway, oh my goodness. The way they combined their finishers on Dynamite 300 was so cool. And I want to see that happen to the Bucks. I've got the good guys winning, with the stakes being that the Young Bucks, both kayfabe and IRL EVPs, give up their EVP ship. It's risky though, because as we know, or some of you might not know, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland previously have beef, so they're a bit of a Franken team, but they've been showing the last couple of weeks they can coexist. I think this being like an all-in type a WrestleMania type, all-in, and this is almost like an Avengers Assemble moment, kind of like, with WrestleMania 40, how that was with Cody getting all his help in the main event. I want the good guys to win here, and I'll talk about the main event later. But the EVP titles are on the line. These aren't titles as in like belts. These are in kayfabe in real life jobs of the Young Bucks. I don't know if that'll affect the real life jobs, but I'm thinking that they win here. The Bucks try to help out in the main event later. You know, say, oh, we're so mad we lost our thing. We're still going to help, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, we'll see what happens here. I got the good guys winning here. And I don't want to live in a world where we don't see Will Ospreay be able to challenge for All In next year when they go back to London. I don't know if that's a good idea. That's just my take, though. So, next up, night of the title match, we have Adam Cole, baby, versus Kyle Fletcher. Whew. I'm sticking good guy here. I like me a good baby face, and I think Adam Cole, baby, wins against Kyle Fletcher. Kyle has been on fire. I think him and Konosuke Takeshita could be good in the tag division. They just put their Proto Sheeta design on the Tron, so I don't know. They could do some damage there too. I'd like to see that. Kyle's a great performer, very entertaining. Adam, of course, dude's over. He literally has crowds eating out of his pocket. He got to start. What was it? I think it was Collision 100. He got to start and open up the crowd too. So, you know, I think he's a good flag bearer for AEW and that title. I say keep it on him for a little while longer. I got Adam Cole. Next up, AEW World Tag Team title match. We have the Hurt Syndicate of Shelton Benjamin versus Bobby Lashley. People who don't know anything about All In, you know these guys. They're previously WWE guys. Given a great amount of shine to the tag team division in AEW. I think it was much needed. And they became crowd favorites. They're bad guys right now, but the crowd favorites. You know, we hurt people. We hurt people. All right. Anyway, enough fandom for now. But, yeah. They just got attacked this past Dynamite. And, you know, it was like, okay, they're fighting. I want to make sure I get their names correctly. We have Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight, which these guys are amazing as well. The kicks from Speedball. And Kevin Knight's just awesome. If you don't know these people, go out of your way to watch them. Take it from me. You know, yes, I'm a bit of a hardcore fan, but, you know, I'm still chill and relaxed or whatever. I don't know everything, but I know a little something, something. That being said, go out of your way. If you have Max or TBS, TNT, go out of your way to watch Collision and Dynamite. You will see these guys and you will know they're great. So we have the Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed, Kevin Knight and Speedball, versus the Patriarchy, Christian Cage versus Nick Wayne. Oh my gosh. So this is one of the first matches of the night that I have to be like, oh, do bad guys win this? Because there's two bad guy teams and one babyface team. I don't think Jet Speed get it here, as cool as that would be. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, my prediction is that the Patriarchy walks out with these belts. And here's why. It has been reported that there was supposed to be an Edge Cope, or I'm sorry, I don't like his new name. Edge left WWE, moved to AEW under his real name, Adam Copeland, and changed his name even shorter to Cope. Now, I understand why he did this. He did this for, you know, intellectual properties and whatever. And I guess he didn't want to use his real name in AEW either. So, you know, all that trademark, you know, business goes to him. And I guess, you know, to the benefit of AEW. However, the deal is that there was apparently going to be a storyline where he reunites with Christian Cage and, you know, reforms their tag team. But Cage said, no, I want to finish the story up with the patriarchy first. Behind the scenes, there's also apparently some father-son belts being made. I don't know if those are going to be completely different titles or they are just going to be the custom tag team titles for the patriarchy. But I predict, because of these facts, I think that the patriarchy wins at All In. And maybe that'll give Jet Speed, you know, somebody, you know, to chase later after the Hurt Syndicate. The Hurt Syndicate, you know, they don't need titles to shine. Maybe they could go solo for a little bit, chase some other titles. I got the patriarchy. Moving on to the match that I am most excited to see. I have to sit back because I'm so hyped for this match. I don't want to jump out of my seat. Let's get these titles correct. AEW Continental Champion versus Kazuchika Okada. I was so nervous to get his name wrong just now. Glad I didn't. People love them some Okada. But he's been known as 3-star Okada in AEW, and I don't like that. But he just came back crazy with that amazing match on Dynamite 300. I am never going to forget that match. That main event versus Kota Ibushi, another one of my New Japan faves. Amazing. Anyway, 5-6-star Okada is back. He is going to put up magic against Kenny Omega. However, this is the day of the good guys. I think Kenny Omega unites his international championship with the Continental Championship for the unified title. Kenny has been through literal hell and back to rep the company. In my opinion, he's AEW's John Cena. He's their Tanahashi. And you don't know how much time this guy has left. The whole diverticulitis scene, you know. And they've played up that onto, you know, yeah, he's probably, you know, really healthy in real life. But you gotta wonder, you know, the work rate that he's worked at over the years, how will that affect him, you know, moving forward in his last few years of wrestling? I'm not trying to date the guy or anything like that. Like, he's probably going to be in it for a little while longer. But why not give him the inaugural secondary world title of AEW? I'm picking Kenny Omega to win round 5 of him versus Okada. Go look up that history of the New Japan history, their battles there. Just incredible matches. I believe Kenny has one. They both have a draw. And Okada took the other 2. So I say they tie it all time for right now. And let Kenny win this. The dude, as near the beginning of AEW, has, you know, he was trying to boost the Joshi women, you know, in AEW. Whether it worked or not, doesn't matter. But he did good for that for a little while. He was a part of the AEW Fight Forever game. You know, he's a big gaming nerd. And he has fought through health issues to come back and entertain us. So, my vote is Kenny, the best bout machine, the cleaner, Omega. Moving on to the match that people argue should be the main event. I don't know if they could change it. I don't know. But I believe the main event is Hangman versus Moxley. But on the co-main, it's time for the ladies. Timeless Toni Storm, the AEW Women's Champion, versus Mercedes Moné. No Mercedes Hogan comments in the in the comment section, people aren't going to like this. Or some people. I would like to think that my audience is full of relaxed, casual fans that just want to enjoy pro wrestling. But this may be controversial to some, but I don't care. Because I think not only does she deserve it, but I also like spitting in the face of the fans that aren't so nice online. I guess that's not so casual, so let's not say spit in the face. But, man, I just love a story where you get to prove people wrong. Bit of background. Sasha Banks and Naomi left the company, WWE, a few years ago. And Naomi went to Impact Wrestling, then turned back into TNA Wrestling, became the Knockouts champion, and made her way back to WWE. Had great matches and represented TNA well while she was there. She came back, and people love her. Sasha Banks left, went to the Indies, and, you know, puts on great matches. A couple were questionable near the beginning, but she really found her flow, especially recently. And there's no denying the in-ring work. There's no denying it. If you do, you're kidding yourself. Sasha becomes her real-life first name, Mercedes, and then puts the Monet, like money, and dubs herself the CEO instead of the boss. What's better than the boss? A CEO, right? And people, as of lately, have dubbed her the Creative Control Queen. And called her Mercedes Hogan. And simply for that, because I love a story where people get to prove people wrong, I've got Mercedes Monet to win and be double champ in AEW and have, what, 7 belts. I want all the gold on her. I don't care. No hate on Toni Storm. Toni, your back probably hurts from carrying this company, this women's division. She has been great for the company, and she's not just eye candy. She is an amazing character actor. She is amazing in ring. But I am picking Mercedes Moné to win. And this is in no way a bad thing. Because all this real life hate and all the, you know, bad guy heat that she gets in the company, she will become the person to chase in AEW. Just like Jon Moxley has. You need good bad guys to be the person that builds up other good baby faces and says, okay, I'm going to go at it. And I really want another like monster baby face lady to root for in AEW. Not that they don't have them. It could be Willow that takes off of her eventually. Keep that in mind. Maybe Athena goes good guy when she, you know, fully comes from Ring of Honor to AEW. But that's my pick for that match. No regrets. Locking it in. And now finally, Avengers Assemble. With all the help of AEW behind him, Swerve, Will Ospreay, the Ops. I think it's time for a big WrestleMania level finish. I'm just going to say it. Hangman, please win. Get that title out of Jon Moxley's briefcase. That's all she wrote. I am ready for some cowboy. This is a family-friendly channel. But anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys. And for the love of pro wrestling, keep it casual.